Hey, yo, what's the deal? Miss your boy Tag from Pro Wrestling Tag. You know what I mean? As of this recording, it is 3:07 p.m., January 29th, 2025, but the upload time to this is 11:30. 11:30. 11:30. Cats and boots, cats and boots, cats and boots, cats and... as of course you guys know, the Royal Rumble is actually this Saturday. It's this coming Saturday, right? 2 days to go before the Royal Rumble. And, WWE is always plugging out surprises, right? They're always plugging out surprises for this event. Always. Yeah, I hope there is some surprises. I hope there is some big deals coming up. You know what I'm saying? And with this event, they love playing the shit out the fucking... They love playing the shit out the Dirtsheets. Oh, man, they're playing the shit out the Dirtsheets. So, there was a report, right, from Fightful, indicating with their sources, and they, quote-unquote, found out, quote-unquote, the chances of many of the fan theories being true in terms of the surprises, right? So here's what they say, okay? When it comes to new signings and returning stars, there's little word in Chris Jericho's case. But the report both pointed out that he's still on the AEW roster page, and the rumors that WWE trademarked Judas were untrue. Right? The latter of that, I believe. The latter, I strongly believe. Right? So, when it comes down to the inspiration, Cassie Lee and Jessie McKay, surprisingly left TNA after dropping the TNA Knockout World Championship belts. But sources claim that they aren't WWE bound at this time, and will likely not return during the Rumble. Okay? Powerhouse Hobbs was rumored to have signed with WWE, making his debut during the Rumble, most likely of the bunch. However, he still could instead debut on NXT or either Raw or SmackDown in the future. Some fans are also dead set on Saraya, dead set that Saraya will have her WWE return after a weekend convention date was postponed. But according to Fightful, that was on the side of the venue. As of Wednesday night, she's still in the United States. Right? Outside of the potential new signings, there are some wrestlers in the promotion that fans want to see back on TV. When it comes to LA Knight, who hasn't been seen since the Vision attacked him back in December, the former United States World Champion, is expected in the Rumble. Meanwhile, Tiffany Stratton, who was last seen in last year's Crown Jewel Premium Live event, has also been listed in the Women's Royal Rumble. And then they mentioned about Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins. They're playing you good. WWE is playing the shit out of you really, really good. How the fuck do you know who's actually going to be in the Royal Rumble or not? How the fuck do you know? The one thing that the Dirtsheets do not like is them being worked. You know what I'm saying? So in the case of Chris Jericho, right? How the fuck do you know if he's... because all they're doing is going back to the roster. Oh, he's still on the roster page. He's still on the roster page. He's still on the roster page. He's still on the roster page, right? But I thought you guys said that he was a free agent. I thought you motherfuckers said that he was a free agent. So who's playing who? Who's playing who? Is Chris Jericho playing the Dirtsheets? Now, I mean, is he playing the Dirtsheets? You know what I'm saying? Because he's still on the roster? He's still on the roster page? Huh? But he hasn't been seen or heard from in God knows how long. You know what I mean? Since April of last year. You know what I'm saying? So how the fuck does Fightful know? if he's still on the roster or not. Yeah, his face might be shown. It might be there, right? But the thing is, once he appears on TV, he's done. Now, you'll never, like, that's done. That's basically fucking done. You don't know what the fuck, you don't know what the fuck, WWE has their plans with Jericho. Nobody does. Nobody does. Right? So, debunction number one. The Iconics, right? They're unlikely to show up. They're unlikely to show up. Maybe. Or maybe not. Maybe not. It's funny when you think this, like, are you smoking crack? Are you smoking crack? Like, how the fuck do you know? Mind you, these are people who are free agents, right? And just like it was said, WWE they know how to pull surprises. Oh, they know how to pull surprises up the ass. They know it. And what about Powerhouse Hobbs, right? Or what they call it, Royce Keys. Royce Keys, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Royce Keys. How the fuck do you know if WWE isn't secretly bringing him in? Just like how you don't know if WWE is secretly bringing Chris Jericho in. You know what I mean? Like, we don't know. We don't fucking know. Nobody does. Nobody knows. Could LA Knight make a return? Yeah, of course. Of course. Absolutely. Could fucking Tiffany Stratton make a return? Yeah. Yes, he can. Yes. Seth Rollins, maybe. Kevin Owens, I doubt. Like, he might be the only one who I doubt. He might be the only one. And maybe a little bit of Saraya. Maybe. Maybe a little bit. Just maybe. Just maybe. But how the fuck does Fightful know what's going on? How the fuck do they know what's going on? Do they have close ties to Chris Jericho? Do they have real close ties to Chris Jericho? I'm curious. I'm real curious. Do they have close ties to Chris Jericho? Yes or no? Yes or no? What I think is going to happen is, I think Jericho is probably leaving somewhere, right? And he's going to head out to a country that is nowhere, that's right next to, that's right next to Saudi Arabia, right? Only to then go over there, right? Maybe by plane, maybe by car, maybe by plane, right to Saudi Arabia, or right through a bus in that motherfucker. I wouldn't be surprised if he's in a bus, right? If Chris Jericho goes in a bus, right, where nobody can see him, he's in the arena, everything gets closed, boom, 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 they place him somewhere. They place him, mind you, WWE knows how to keep shit secret. They are not fucking stupid. And plus, who knows, if WWE is putting these sources out there just to fuck with Fightful. There's a possibility that they could. I'm expecting them to do that. I'm expecting them to put these sources out, these red herrings out, to fuck with, to fuck with the Dirtsheets and everything, right? Oh, he's still on the roster page, right? That don't mean shit. That doesn't mean a motherfucking thing. Because remember, AEW is tedious with who they take out on the roster, who they don't take on the roster. You gotta think. You gotta fucking think. Like, I don't buy this story one bit at all. I don't. They're playing the shit out of the Dirtsheets. When it comes down to the Royal Rumble, WWE's having a ball. They're having a ball with this shit. Come on, B. Come on, man. Like, you got to do better than that, man. Anyway, guys, I'm about to be out. You know what I mean? I'll definitely be coming with videos some more. You know what I mean? So, y'all have a good night. I'm going to holler at y'all. Peace.